SAFM, South Africa's news and information leader.
Far too few spaces at tertiary institutions for matrics who've qualified, and strikes in Nigeria continue over high fuel prices. Good afternoon, I'm Rochelle Seaton-Rogers. Higher Education South Africa says there are far too few spaces at tertiary institutions for the thousands of matriculants who have qualified. Thousands of young people have been queuing outside the University of Johannesburg. This has resulted in a stampede in which one person was killed and many others injured. HESA spokesperson Jeffrey Mabelebele.
Many school leavers seek entry into public universities simply due to the limited opportunities available for other post-secondary studies in our national education and training system. And HESA believes that a strengthened and expanded further education and training college sector could play a decisive role in taking many students who will unsuccessfully seek entry to study at universities.
The situation remains calm outside the University of Johannesburg's Bunting Road campus after this morning's deadly stampede. One person was killed and 9 others injured in the rush when the university opened its gates. People have been queuing since the early hours of this morning, hoping to get a coveted spot to register to study this year. The queue is moving much slower now after the road was closed. Limpopo Premier Castle Matale is leading a delegation that's meeting with Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan following the announcement that 5 departments have been put under administration. Matale said last week that the officials from the national departments have been to the province since the announcement was made. The Cabinet in November last year put Health, Education, Treasury, Public Works and Roads and Transport departments under administration following allegations of misappropriations of millions of rands. Matale's spokesperson, Mashadi Matosa, could not disclose the purpose of the meeting. Convicted former National Police Commissioner Jackie Selebi's condition is still serious but stable at the Steve Biko Academic Hospital in Pretoria. Correctional Services Department spokesperson Zachariah Modise says Selebi remains in a critical condition. 2 weeks ago, a group calling itself Friends of Jackie Selebi lodged an application with the Office of the Correctional Services Minister and the National Commissioner of Correctional Services for his release on medical parole. Modise says the department will respond to the application within the next 7 days. Selebi was found guilty of corruption in July 2010 for accepting cash from convicted drug trafficker Glenn Agliotti. Mopping up operations are currently underway in Boitomalong and Coverdale townships in Bloemhof, Northwest. This after violent storms struck the area on Sunday night. About 500 houses, churches, businesses and schools were destroyed. Electricity poles and cables were also damaged. The municipality, in conjunction with the district disaster management team, is supplying the victims with food parcels and tents. The SABC's Patrick Dintwa reports.
The mopping up operations are jointly conducted by the Lekwatemane local municipality together with the sector departments and volunteers. On the other hand, Eskom has managed to restore almost 80% of electricity to the affected areas. Victims of the storms are currently being supplied with food parcels and tents. An assessment on RDP houses that have totally collapsed is also being conducted by the Provincial Housing Department. Patrick Dintwa, SABC.
People across Nigeria are taking part in the strikes against rising fuel prices triggered by government's removal of subsidies. Various services have been affected.